Look at that view. If you're a seafood lover, you're in for a treat. We're about to embark on a culinary journey across America, exploring the absolute best seafood joints this side of the Atlantic. Join me as we dive into the top 10 must-visit seafood restaurants across America. Get your bibs ready because this is going to be a delicious ride. First up, we're heading down south to sunny Miami, Florida, home of Joe's Stone Crab. This place has been an institution since 1913, and for good reason. Perfectly cracked claws, served chilled with their signature mustard sauce. The atmosphere is buzzing with energy, full of regulars and tourists alike, all there for a taste of seafood heaven. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Next up, we're heading north to Boston, where a whole different kind of seafood experience awaits. Tucked away in Boston's historic North End, you'll find Neptune Oyster, a cozy little spot that packs a serious seafood punch. They're known for their incredibly fresh oysters, flown in daily from both coasts. Whether you like them raw, grilled, or baked, Neptune's got you covered. But the real star of the show here is the lobster roll. Imagine a toasted, buttery bun overflowing with chunks of succulent lobster meat, lightly dressed with mayo and a touch of lemon. Now, let's hop over to the Big Apple, where a seafood legend awaits. Listen up, you want to talk about fine dining? Le Bernardin in New York City is the real deal. Chef Eric Ripert treats seafood with the utmost respect. His dishes are works of art, each ingredient carefully chosen and prepared to perfection. This isn't just a meal, it's a symphony of the senses. The atmosphere at Le Bernardin is sophisticated yet welcoming, making it the perfect place to celebrate a special occasion, or simply treat yourself to an unforgettable meal. Next, we're heading back to the West Coast for a taste of San Francisco's seafood scene. Now we're off to the city by the Bay, San Francisco, where a true seafood institution awaits, Swan Oyster Depot. This place has been a fixture since 1912, and it's as authentic as it gets. Forget fancy tablecloths and reservations at Swan Oyster Depot. It's all about fresh seafood, served up in a no-frills setting. From fresh oysters shucked right before your eyes to Dungeness crab piled high, these platters are a feast for the eyes and the stomach. Get ready to queue, because this is one seafood experience you won't want to miss. Next stop, we're staying in California, but heading south to the City of Angels. Right, we're in Los Angeles now, and let me tell you, Connie and Ted's is bringing the East Coast seafood vibe straight to the West Coast. Chef Michael Cimarusti has created a menu that's both familiar and exciting. You'll find all the classics here, from clam chowder and lobster rolls to fish and chips done right. But what really sets Connie and Ted's apart is their commitment to using only the freshest, highest quality ingredients. The atmosphere is lively and inviting, making it the perfect spot for a casual lunch or a fun night out with friends. Next, we're heading up north to the Pacific Northwest. All right, we've arrived in Seattle, the heart of the Pacific Northwest, and home to the Walrus and the Carpenter, a seafood haven that's as unique as its name suggests. This place is all about fresh, sustainable seafood prepared with a focus on simplicity and flavor. They've got this amazing raw bar where you can choose from a variety of oysters, clams, and crudo, all sourced from local waters. The atmosphere at the Walrus and the Carpenter is casual and inviting, with a focus on communal dining. Next stop, we're heading further north to Portland, Maine for a taste of the Atlantic. Listen up, we're in Portland, Maine now, and Eventide Oyster Company is a game changer. This place is all about oysters, but not just any oysters. They've got an incredible selection, sourced from all over the East Coast, each with its own unique flavor profile. Their lobster stew is legendary, a rich and flavorful broth loaded with chunks of tender lobster meat. And if you're looking for something a little lighter, be sure to try their oyster roll, a buttery brioche bun filled with crispy fried oysters and a tangy tartar sauce. It's the perfect balance of flavors and textures. Get ready to be wowed, because Eventide Oyster Company is in a league of its own. Next, we're heading back down south to the nation's capital. Right, we're in Washington, D.C. now, and Pearl Dive Oyster Palace is bringing a taste of the South to the nation's capital. This place is all about Southern hospitality and fresh, flavorful seafood, and it's a winning combination. Their oysters are the main attraction, of course, and they've got a great selection from both coasts. Their shrimp and grits are to die for. Creamy, stone-ground grits topped with plump, juicy shrimp and a spicy andouille sausage gravy. The atmosphere at Pearl Dive is lively and fun, with a great bar scene and live music on weekends. It's the perfect place to go for a casual night out with friends or a celebratory dinner. Next, we're heading back to California, but this time to the coast. All right, we're back in California, but this time we're heading to Marshall, home of Hog Island Oyster Company. This place is all about fresh, sustainable oysters, grown right there in the pristine waters of Tamales Bay. You can actually take a tour of their oyster farm and see the whole process, from seed to shuck. They've got a variety of oysters to choose from, each with its own unique flavor profile, depending on where it was grown in the bay. The real highlight of Hog Island Oyster Company is the stunning waterfront setting. For our final stop, we're heading to the birthplace of jazz, New Orleans. Listen up. We've arrived in New Orleans, the Big Easy, and home to Acme Oyster House, a true New Orleans institution. They're famous for their char-grilled oysters, oysters on the half-shell, grilled to perfection with a garlic butter sauce that will have you licking your fingers. But Acme Oyster House is more than just oysters. They've got a whole menu of delicious Creole dishes like gumbo, jambalaya, and po' boys. The atmosphere at Acme is lively and fun, with a mix of locals and tourists all there for a taste of the real New Orleans. Well, that's it for our seafood adventure across America. Hope you enjoyed discovering these amazing seafood spots with me. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we've explored some of the best seafood America has to offer. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more delicious adventures.